All right. Hello, everybody. Hi, all. Dr. Joe Vertino here, professional spiritual guide, author, musician, and Reiki master healer. Usui. Blessings to you and your, we could say what, family, friends, and everything like that. So, this is a reform of the education system informative video. I have a message, an email message that I'm sending out. I have a book called The Reform of the Education System by Joseph H. Vertino on Amazon.com, at least as an ebook, if not more, and three or four other books, actually. So let's go over this kind of as an introduction. So in this message, basically, there's three truths I have: the universal motto, the foundational truth, and the teacher's truth. And all three of these are intellectual kind of collective property that are foundational for everyone, every human being in the collective, and they because and slash and they are responsible wholeheartedly for the true and lasting reform of the education system. And since the education system is a foundational, primary, necessary thing, therefore it's foundational to every single human being. And I came up with them. So basically, uh, you can kind of trace back anything that's productive, so to speak, or is in context of what we're doing, that is reformative of the most important thing, which is the education system, to these three things. Universally, they're universally true, objectively true. So let's get into it. So some of these details are, um, so basically in this message, I have a couple sections. I have how it is beneficial to students, and I have a list. How is it beneficial to teachers? My reform, and then how is it beneficial to the entire collective? So I have those three lists in there. And then I have also a section of issues that are kind of shared in clips and videos. And then I give the remedies using the specifics, like kind of leaning against those three truths. What would be the proper remedies to these actual real life issues going on currently in the year 2025? Thank God for the internet. Um, for us to be able to do this kind of stuff, and with the video clips and everything. And then there's another part that I have a global vision, kind of from the ground up, that includes schooling and really lifelong vision for everybody in that kind of way. And it basically, you can call it opportunities for growth. And I put it as right to growth, like an amendment also. But basically, it would be taking a cross section of where we are technologically as a species and employing it, aiming it, so to speak, to use a masculine word, in the direction that is guaranteed to be foundationally securing and beneficial. And it wouldn't be short-term benefit; it would be long-term benefit, guaranteed. And then basically, my vision for the schooling is these four mandated courses are cultural appreciation, life skills, proper perspective on healing, and etiquette that would cover all of the bases. And then I present in there's one book in particular called ROES Bless, a course for teachers that is not complete as of right now, the year 2025. But the truth of it is, the adults would have to take a particular stance and maintain that, and that would be incorporated into their training, so to speak, that would enable the developing human, the student, to it would encourage, the most important thing is it would encourage their personal preferences, them attuning themselves to what is actually naturally arising in their experience as they develop, as they grow, while still receiving and not rejecting, within reason, so to speak, general education, which would be like the four base courses. And obviously, any and all of this can be spliced by different schools anywhere in the globe, or they could take it on if they wanted to take on the entire vision, right? And call me in, or someone, like, depending down the road, if I get my own organization or what have you. As of right now, I'm willing to get involved in any possible way, in any minuscule or grand way, with great respect, and accept my bow, please, to all the people that would be responsible for that. Of course, reach out, email me. My email is vertinojoey@gmail.com, VERTINOJOEY@gmail.com. And this message or this video is on the general Gmail or email I'm sending out to people. So in this video, let's basically get to a kind of more nitty gritty or kind of foundational kind of thing here. And I've kind of given you kind of a general kind of, bright, vibrant kind of introduction in that way. But I feel there's still some lacking before this video can be say it's solid enough, right? So what is that? So basically that if we understand that there are what we can say is common inherent truths or essence thing that is objective, universal, that is kind of all pervasive and isn't dependent on any of our behavior, right? In that kind of way, unlike other things, obviously. So basically, I am naturally as a philosopher. I guess I could say God or what have you. I very much believe in God. Kind of made me see this way, right? Perceive it this way, life. And so basically, yeah, and this is why, right? To help things get better, to improve. So what is that, and what are we pointing at? What are we going with that? So basically, if we understand that in order for education to even exist, there has to be something called truth. Okay. Now, if we understand that, I'll share with you uh, the second truth, the third truth, the teacher's truth of those three things that I mentioned at the beginning of this, which are in the message and I do share, is the student's experience is always the number one priority. Okay. So in that way, you can start to see how, if you really kind of resonate with that, you can filter out or start to, what's that called? Kind of locate specifics throughout the education system that may have been fishy, right? And you are allowed, obviously, we are all allowed, it's all ours to maintain that every day when we wake up, right? Everything is our doing. Okay. So, I mean, obviously, yeah. So, what is the things that are falling short of that truth? That the student's experience is the number one priority, and it's okay for us to obviously challenge the past, with respect and gratitude and honor for all of the teachers throughout the ages. And then basically, it would be the application of the motto, which is what is conducive for joy should be found out, amplified, maintained, and sustained as foundational and fundamental. And what is not conducive for joy should be found out and removed as least condemnatorily/pessimistically as possible through the light of awareness, positive action, and self love for the well being of all. So you can see how that can start to begin reform. So that's how you do that. Okay, so and it really it's just us as individuals, taking that step and moving forward with it. And yeah, obviously, I pray that goes swimmingly, globally. So this universal objective truth thing that I'm mentioning in this way is there's certain things that are germane to being human, and that basically to me is I turn to the field of psychology, that there's a list that we can make it into a list, obviously, of certain things that are needs and or built-in qualities that are not removable and shouldn't really be seen in any other way than they're a matter of fact, and that they're innate and innocent, so to speak. But we can move against that. So that's another big kind of number two, so to speak, pointer at where the reform would have to happen. So basically, if we understand those needs, so for example, I'll mention a combination with this, the second truth, the foundational truth, all beings wish to be happy and not suffer needlessly. So if we understand that list, that we can kind of, I lean on the field of psychology for that and their expertise, that pertains to all humanity, right? So those needs and those built-in qualities can be delineated in that way, and then going throughout the aspects of our current education system, in that clear-headed way, with a very clear task to apply that to that I'm presenting to you, and you're objectively allowed, so to speak, right, to apply that. So any possible thing that can be applied to, and it should be. So in that way, yeah. Um, And I guess another general prayer is that we trust the process of positive change, because sometimes it seems like you're kind of stepping, if you're used to kind of being cemented in place, but you're in that cement, in that foundation, is there's issues, right? So old outdated kind of or overly heavy or dense um, curriculum. So, for example, we have my prayer is that we are able to kind of move our feet without getting afraid of kind of, to use some language, exposing our crotch or falling off balance, right? And in that way, that's how progress evolution works. Is it's for it to be actualized, we have to have some kind of trust and faith that even though it seems like it could be unsafe, we can't. If you understand the bystander effect, right? The bystander effect is basically that this is a psychological disaster that's possible, which is why we're talking about it, because it's needed to be prevented, and it's possible for the education system to fall prey to the bystander effect. So the bystander effect is the example is someone's walking by the hotel, uh, and there's a lady walking by a hotel in New York City or anywhere, and this hotel has 25 open windows where people can hear. And this lady gets, someone grabs her purse, a thief, and steals her purse and runs away. And this lady yells out, "Help, help, help!" And the people in the hotel hear her. There's 20 people, right, on the hotel, and they all hear her yell, "Help." But none of them actually help this person because they all have the same thought of the next person is going to help her. Then now we have a disaster. This person doesn't get helped. Very clear, right? So that can happen in the education system when someone goes, "I'm not able to make this next move," either because someone else is going to do it, which is crazy because it's literally only your school, and you're the only principal or the only teacher in that exact position that you're in the school. So it's insane, that one. And the second bystander effect we could fall prey to, kind of line of logical thought, is where was I at? So we could say, if I do this change, which could seem unsafe, even though we know that inside it's radically good and needed, it could be, you fall prey to that thing of, if those other people don't do their job thing, then I can't do the step. That's pure bystander effect, right? So I can't take Dr. Joe's reform on, even though it's awesome and it would certainly change things permanently, but and in a good way. I can't do it because the other people tied. Now I understand on a realistic level that there's things, but the thing would be to get into it and to communicate with those people. And then you understand that at the end of the day, or the end of the allotted time of just communication before positive action, which is what reform is, it's literally just comes down to brass tacks of, are you going to take the right step for the goodness, for the positive well-being of all? And everybody is in that same position objectively. If they were in your position, it would be on them to take that step, right? If it was a different lifetime and they were you, then it would be on them to take that step. So at the end of the day, it's letting go of the excuses. Because if you understand that, like I said earlier, all of it falls on the individual to be in the place of responsibility, watching this video and taking what action they can as an individual in total. Because there's never going to be another individual that's exactly you. So your responsibility, your lane, your alignment is what is germane, is innate, so to speak, in this moment, this context, this circumstance of you alone as an individual. And if we all, now as philosophically, we understand that, if we all listen to Dr. Joe on that, we would start to really, really, really get better and really get progressing. Yes. So there's a lot of stuff in here that I'm presenting to you. I hope you feel that it's good and that it's something that's worth your time, that's beneficial to everybody. And also, if we go into, I'll tell you this, and I don't know if you can tell by 14 minutes of my hand gestures and my speech and my body language and everything, I'm a very serious person in the sense that this next sentence that is true, that you can trust me, that there's no snake oil or finicky schemingness in me or in it, or in anything that I do or say, to be frank. I don't have, there's no need for that really in anybody. There's no need for crime in the world, obviously. That's we know that. But then yeah. So anyway, and listening to people like me helps reduce crime naturally. It's guaranteed. So, and obviously the reform of the education system and is in a direct correlation with the lowering of crime. that as we move forward in our world, which is reform, education reform, crime will naturally go down. Just has to, because it's the same shared world, so to speak. And then yeah. Anyways, okay, um, so what I was going to say here is any possible thing that you can give to any possible thing that you can give to, what was I going to say? An example that would need help. So an issue, any possible situation, circumstance, whether hypothetical, real, projected into the future, what have you. I would gladly listen to it and take it on. And with this perspective of the universal motto and the other truths, the foundational truth, and the teacher's truth, then with this, and I guess with my passion and my vocabulary and my technological adequateness, I am able to literally take any possible one of those and to give positive, guaranteed positive feedback. Now, some of that could actually be literal directives that which it would come across as that, with great respect. That it would come across as literally giving directions, of what would be the next steps for maybe a particular school, right? Or is it a different scenario? It could be anything. So yeah, in context of that, basically, that I hope that you start to feel a sense of change in yourself, right? Or hope, faith, love, that you get to a place where you are allowing more of yourself to cling to something like this that you can sense is what is needed. So because we have the desire as a species to cling to foundational, right, safe things, foundational things, it's in our nature. So this is one of those things that you can cling to, that you can bring into your heart and allow yourself to fully go into. Yeah. So I pray that you go through this message and you share this, comment, respond, allow yourself to, yeah, to have hope and to act on that hope. So thank you so much, Dr. Joe Vertino, spiritual guide, author, musician, Reiki master healer. All right. Many blessings. Thank you so much. Excuse me.